How to make ghusl for major impurity. This is one of the most common questions asked on Islamqa, and we shall go through the evidences. With regard to how to make ghusl for major impurity, the answer is there are two forms of ghusl. The first one being the acceptable form, in the sense that if a person sufficed with doing ghusl in this manner, his ghusl is valid and he becomes purified from major impurity. But if a person misses to perform this ghusl completely, his ghusl is not valid. The second one being complete and preferred form. This is the type which is mustahab to do, but it is not obligatory. How to make the acceptable form of ghusl? As for the obligatory and acceptable form, it is as follows. Number 1. Form the intention to purify oneself from impurity, which is janaba, impurity following sexual discharge, menses or nifas. Number 2. Wash the entire body with water once, making sure that the water reaches the roots of the hair and the places that it cannot reach easily, such as the armpits and back of the knees, as well as rinsing the mouth and nose, according to the scholarly opinion. Shaykh Ibn Uthaymeen, may Allah have mercy on him, said in Al-Sharh Al-Mumti, the evidence that this ghusl is valid is the words of Allah, where He says in Surah Ma'idah, if you are in a state of janaba, i.e. after sexual discharge, purify yourself, bathe your whole body. This was mentioned in verse 6. Allah did not mention anything apart from that. If a person washes his entire body once, then it is true to say that he has purified himself. How to make the complete form of ghusl? As for the complete form, it is as follows. Number 1. Form the intention in the heart to purify oneself from major impurity, janaba, impurity following sexual discharge, menses or nifas, which is postpartum bleeding. Number 2. Then say Bismillah and wash the hands 3 times, then wash any dirt from the private part. Number 3. Then do wudu, as for prayer, a complete wudu. Number 4. Then pour water over the head 3 times and rub the hair so that the water reaches the roots of the hair. Number 5. Then wash the body, making sure that the water reaches all parts, starting with the right side of the body and then the left, and rubbing it with the hands so that the water reaches the entire body. The evidence for this mustahab form of ghusl is Aisha radiallahu anha, may Allah be pleased with her, said, when the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did ghusl for janaba, he would wash his hands and do wudu as for prayer. Then he would wash himself. Then he would run his fingers through his hair. Then when he thought that the water had reached his skin, he would pour water over his head 3 times. Then he would wash the rest of his body. And this is narrated in authentic hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari 248 and Sahih Muslim 316. Aisha radiallahu anha also said, when the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did ghusl from janaba, he would call for something like a vessel used for milking and take water in his palm. He started with the right side of his head, then the left, then he took water in both palms and poured it all over his head. And this is narrated by Al-Bukhari in 258 and Muslim 318. Please see also the answer to question number 10790. One of the important rulings concerning this matter is that ghusl for major impurity takes the place of wudu. So the person who has done ghusl, whether the complete or the acceptable form, does not have to repeat wudu, unless he does something that invalidates purity whilst doing a ghusl. See the answer to question number 68854. And Allah knows best.